Hello, everybody. It's Ferret, and today is another episode of PsyBreaks. This time for week October 19th, 2020, where I kind of go over the last couple of weeks here of what I've been doing off screen and not working when I'm not working. So, this week we're gonna go ahead and talk about the comics and TV, actually pretty much only TV shows I've been watching this week. So let's get started. First, comics. We've been reading Deadly Class volumes 1 and 2. And then as far as TV shows, we've been watching Kakegurui, courtesy of Netflix, and The Boys on Amazon Prime. So why don't I kind of go over what it is, what they are, and what I thought of them. First up, we have Deadly Class. This week I read volumes 1 and 2. Technically, I actually did not read them on Comixology, though I do have the rest of the series on Comixology. I actually got a copy of Deadly Class Volume 1 via a Humble Bundle a long time ago. Deadly Class Volume 1. What is Deadly Class? So Deadly Class is a comic book that talks about a kid who's an orphan, who is homeless, who gets recruited into a high school of assassins. That is going to be kind of the short version of that. Obviously, what's on the screen kind of goes more in detail about what it is. And I really like this series. I really do. Rick Remender makes a wonderful series. He makes a believable characters with all conflicting interests and desires. And he does it so that way it's interesting and altogether a good time. The fact that it's set in 1980s counterculture, as well as just kind of like a weird vibe to it. And the art that is done with this is super wonderful and gives me like trippy vibes without ever actually feeling too trippy and outrageous. It's a great time overall. I really enjoy it. I would highly recommend Deadly Class Volume 1 and 2. In fact, they actually made a TV show on Sci-Fi, but it got canceled. And I have been wanting to watch it all week. But I will find a way eventually. But yeah, as far as Deadly Class goes, I do highly recommend volumes 1 and 2. So yeah, there you go. Next on my list is actually the TV show Kakegurui, because apparently I am still on an anime binge, because that's where I'm at with my life. This is a show on Netflix, and it is a Netflix original, so that means you're pretty much only going to find it on Netflix. Enjoy. Kakegurui is an anime about a girl who transfers to a high school, and where the sense of the social hierarchy involved with this is involved with gambling. You gamble your success and failures. All the students in this school are rich, just loaded. They talk about billions of yen, which is like a few hundred million in United States dollars. It's as if it's pennies, and it's just absurd, and I love it. It's just like the high stakes of it makes it so interesting, so interesting. And the person, and we're following a main character who has no real name to herself, at least at first. And we're just kind of confused by who she is. And she only seems to love gambling for the sake of gambling. You know, she's not really interested in trying to make money, where many of the students are. She just does it because why not? It's a good time to her. So yeah, she does that. Would I recommend it? This is kind of one of those like weird things. I'm not a big fan of high school like gambling, especially minors that are gambling. It's kind of weird. Like, it's a weird topic. It's a weird topic, let's be clear. And the fact that they make it kind of overly sexual really is kind of off-putting, to be perfectly honest. But it's like that train wreck that you just keep on watching and you just keep on going. What do? You just keep watching. I keep hitting the next button. I can't tell if I was more bored when I was watching this or caught up in it, because I just kept watching. I won't lie. I watched both seasons of this show. I'm kind of torn on recommending it because it is, again, children gambling, and they are high school students, which means they're under 18, and it doesn't present, and it presents gambling. It presents a high level of sexuality with it. It's just right. But it is also at the same time, it's interesting, and it's not like while it feels sexualized, there's not actually any sexual content. So it's kind of weird. If you have a high tolerance for a variety of things, I would say watch it. Otherwise, no, I wouldn't recommend it if you have any kind of like reservations on that subject. But I mean, I did enjoy my time. I watched it and was thoroughly entertained. So treat that as you will. And finally, The Boys. I know on my last breaks, I talked about watching episodes 1 and 2, maybe 1 and 2 and 3. Regardless, I finished season 2 of The Boys, and that was a show. It is still as it's still as demented, it's still as dark, it is still twisted and funny in its horrible fashion, and I am in for it. Like, in for it. Does it earn its R rated? Yes. Yes, it does. Having characters, pretty much one of the final scenes is in fact a character jerking off. I'm just gonna throw that out there. And it's in public, and it's weird. We see bodies, we see gore, we see violence. There's a lot of sexuality. This show does not hold anything back. And you know what? That's okay. I do think they actually mildly toned it down, ironically, from season 2 to season 1, because I don't remember as much. Like, ooh, that's weird, or ooh. Like, I do feel like there was a lot less of it, but that doesn't mean there's none. There was plenty of moments I was like, oh God, wow, that was messed up. Is it as good? Was it as messed up as my first thoughts on episodes 1 and 2 of the season 1 and 2, or season 1? No. Season 1 hits you out the door with no holds back. We are getting bloody and violent, and there is no such thing as the word dignity. Season 2, I feel like tries to get some dignity, but overall it just kind of, there's not really much else to it. Otherwise, it's pretty much the same show. I mean, like, it's still good. It's still a great time. I loved it. I'm kind of surprised it's got like 3.5 stars. I think part of it is the user reviews are, oh, we wanted it all at once, to binge watch it all at once. And that's just kind of dumb. I remember that controversy. But I mean, overall, I would highly recommend this show. It is a great time if you have Amazon Prime. I would strongly recommend it. Great time overall. All right. And with that, that's actually gonna, I know it's just kind of a short side breaks. I was kind of busy with my day job and streaming and trying to keep up and learn some new things, figure out some technical difficulties. In general, just trying to catch up. But then again, I did watch like a couple dozen hours of TV to watch all of Kakegurui and The Boys. So, you know, I wasn't that busy, but I didn't get as much in as I had liked. But if you have any shows you think I should watch, I would love to see your comments and recommendations in the comments below. If you enjoyed it, give a likes up, and I will see you all next time. Goodbye, everybody.